Hi, my name is Michael DeSilvas, and I want to educate some of you all on economics and understand how things work to a certain extent. We're going to try to do that in the next 15 to 20 minutes. So stay tuned, and we're going to walk through this together. Now, understand that 1,000 of you wanted to, in 1,000 cities all across America yesterday, people voted. People wanted to stop. They voted, or they kind of did their vote when they went out against and said, I don't want to work. And it took a lot of gumption and a lot of balls, and that was good. But you all are going after the wrong sphere. $7.25 is what the wage is. And yeah, I understand that you want to get a fair wage, but the people who you need to talk to is not the wage and labor or Obama. The people who you need to talk to is the corporation CEOs, because they're the ones that really ultimately decide what you get paid. You need to go to the heads of Walmart, which are the Waltons. They own Walmart, Sam, Walton, they own it. You need to talk to them. And they're based in Tennessee. If you want to talk to Food Line, if you work at Food Line, they're based in North Carolina. If you want to talk to Walmart, they're based in Texas. But these are where you need to talk to people. Now, I'm not going to give the numbers out because I don't know if they would like it if I gave out their corporate numbers. If you want to talk to Bass Pro, you need to call Missouri. They're based in Missouri. That's where they're based. Bass Pro's headquarters or corporate offices in Missouri. So you need to call there and talk to them about your wage if you're disgruntled about it. If you work for Kmart, you need to find out where their headquarters are. First, a good place to start would look under, go to their website and look under how to contact or how to make a complaint. The corporate information should be there, buried in there somewhere. And that's one way how you can find out. Go to the store websites and look underneath contact or complaint information. That way you can write those numbers down. If you work for one of those places, 7-Eleven Inc., they're based in Dallas, Texas. So if you're unhappy about the pay you get there working at 7-Eleven as an associate, only making, $8 or $9 an hour when you should be making double that, then you need to talk to the corporate cats, and the headquarters is in Dallas, not on Staples Mill Road, but in Dallas, Texas is where they are located. Okay. That's who you need to talk to, okay? And, I could go on and on and on. But see, raising the wages and getting Obama to raise the wage, that's going to be good for you. And it seems good. It looks good, but it's not going to be good because, well, you know what's going to happen? They didn't tell you, but it's going to happen. They're going to raise the tax on gas. They're going to double that or maybe even triple that. So if you think gas is high now, well, it's going to get really even higher shortly. It might not happen right away, but it's going to happen within the next couple of months after that wage goes up to $10 or $15. And then when that wage goes up, I don't think you understand what the dollar is worth. I'm going to explain that here in a minute. But see, like when that wage goes up to $10 or $15, the dollar actually decreases even more in value. So like say if the value of a dollar was worth, like say that $1 you have in your pocket it's supposed to be worth 100 pennies. Well, it is. But you see, through a quantitative easing in the formalization of quantifying something, from what I understand from taking calculus, is that in algebra, is that you can only quantify something so much because there is eventually an end, and we're coming to that end. Because you can't qualify something unlimited because it doesn't exist in math. It doesn't quantitate. Okay, it never does. There's always an end to any math. There always is an end. But let me explain this. If we were to raise your wage to $15, then that means if the dollar is worth if it's worth 30 cents, because that's what a dollar really is probably about worth right now, it'll make the dollar worth less. So that dollar that's in your wallet is a dollar. It really is. But what they say it's worth and what it actually is worth are two different things. So yeah, it might be worth 30 cents right now, but when they raise that wage to $15 or $10, it'll be worth about 15 cents. So like $1, one of your dollars is really only worth 15 cents. So like if you have $5, then what's 5 times 15? That's what your dollar is worth. A $5 bill is worth 15, 60, 15, 60. It's worth about $1.30. That's what it's actually worth. once they raise the wage. So the dollar will be worth less, even less than what it is worth now. Say if it's worth 30 cents. So I think that's what it's about worth. So, it's not worth a dollar. Like they can say the dollar could be worth anything because that's what quantitating does. Like we just said, we review again. And that's really scary. I mean, it's just like when the store orders a product, say Pepsi or Coke, there's a determined price that's on there that they can sell it for that's called wholesale. And when you buy it, it's retail. Okay? The merchant gets it for a lot less. So like say the sodas at Walmart might be worth, if they're Pepsi, it may be worth $1, per 2 liter right now. But when they order it, it's probably only worth them for each 2 liter. It's only worth probably 5-10 cents. I'm serious. It's all they pay for it. It's about 10 cents per 2 liter. It's not worth $1 when they sell it to you. Even though they honor it as $1, they're probably only getting about maybe about 20, 30, they're probably getting about 15 cents. So they sell it to you, they get it for 15 cents. They sell it to you for 30 cents, even though they're saying it's $1, it's really only worth 30 cents because $1 is only worth 30 cents. So, if they're selling you a 2 liter bottle of Pepsi Cola for $1, it's really only worth about 15 cents wholesale. And then when you buy it, it's worth about 30 or 35 cents or $1.05. When they raise it to $1.25, well, then it takes almost 2 of your dollars to get something, so they can make 30 cents off it. Right now, they're only making 15, but when they take it off sale and they increase it to $1.25 or 30, per 2 liter, then it will be worth about 60 cents. But it will take $1.50 to pay them 60 cents. That's the profit they make off of 15 cents, 2 liter sodas. So, it's based on what they think it's worth. So you think what you did was good, but you're going after the wrong people. Obama has nothing to do with the minimum wage. They can raise it, but it will make the dollar be worth even less. So basically, you'll be in a worse state than what you're currently in. But if you really want to raise hell and you really want to have a strike, you need to go after the CEO owners of these greedy corporations. Like the ones I mentioned, there are some good corporations out there that will pay a fair wage, but you need to talk, but most of them do not. And, I don't, there's a few that really do look after their employees. I know I do. But the thing is, not all people, do that. So, what I'm trying to say is this, when you want that wage is good, but you need to voice your strikes and your grievances to the corporation owners, not to the government. Because they're the ones, like I said, I'll review it again for the slow people, for the average people. They don't understand this, but all the people that are smart get and know what I'm saying is right. Because it is right. This is what happens. This is what really happens. If you really want to make your strike more powerful, you need to really voice it to the corporate owners and get them to demand to pay you more. Not talk to the government or the Wage and Labor Board because they can only set a wage. They can't guarantee that they'll pay you that wage. But it's just a minimum that by law that they have to pay you. But see, the real people who you need to raise Cain and hell with is the corporate owners, okay? Because they're the ones that are greedy. They're the ones that have been making all this money for years and then making billions and billions of dollars. And you're only getting just a few pennies, a few crumbs from the table because they're so greedy. That you need to talk to them directly. They're the ones that are causing you to have this, where you can't afford to live. Not the wage being raised. That's not the problem. The problem is the corporate owners, the people that own the corporations. So these corporations are the ones you need to go after. And those are the ones that you need to demand them to raise your pay. Because they're the ones that decided what to pay you when you were hired. And those are the ones who you need to really go after, not Obama or, like I said, wage and labor, because it's going to cause a lot more problems if they raise the wage. Trust me, it's just going to lower the dollar even more. And it's going to cost more for all of us. And it's going to make a lot of poor people go out on the street. And your jobs that you have, if you're making $30, $40 a week, you can say goodbye to that, because if they raise their wage, well, employers are just going to have to cut your wage. They're going to cut your hours from 30 to 15 to 20 hours a week instead of 45 to 40 to 35 hours a week. But they will. They're already starting to do that in some places already. And those of you who are working at these places already know this. So if they have to wait, if they raise the wage, you're going to start laying off a lot of people, or cutting your hours, or cutting your pay, or all the above, because they're going to have to find a way to pay this. And even though the corporations can pay this, I mean, because they still make a lot of profit. They still will make a lot of profit. Won't be as much as what they're making right now, but they will still make a heck of a lot of money, even if they do pay you about 25% of what they get paid, because that's what it would take to raise the wage if they paid you the money, because they should be the ones that do give you that wage, not the government, okay? We got to understand how this works. You go after the CEOs of the companies, not the government, CEOs, okay? So just to give you a little advice about economics and how things work. This is Michael DeSilvas. I'll shoot you up with another update tomorrow. See you later. And think about what I'm saying, and really do your strikes and organize and know about what you're doing so you understand about how economy works. Because I don't think a lot of you out there who are on the strike lines understand how this really works. But I am behind you 100%. But you need to go after the big cats, the corporate owners, not the government, the corporations that you are working for. Those are the ones you really need to go after. It's Michael DeSilvas. I'll see you tomorrow.